A very good evening to one and all. I, Ruby Gill, welcome all attendees and our prestigious speakers on behalf of lovely professional university for today's webinar on the topic Scope of ECE, EEE, Engineering. So attendees, today you'll savor a feast of knowledge from our revered speakers. So allow me to introduce them. Dr. Lavi Raj Gupta, Provost Vice Chancellor, Lovely Professional University. He is a leading light in the field of technical and higher education in the country. He holds a PhD in bioinformatics. He did his MTech in computer-aided design and interactive graphics from IIT Kanpur. Having flair for endless learning, he has done more than 50 plus certifications and specializations from University of California at Irvine, Wharton School, University of Pennsylvania, Deep Learning AI and Google Machine Learning Group. His research interests are in the areas of robotics, mechatronics, bioinformatics, Internet of Things, AI and ML using TensorFlow and gamification. In 2001, he was appointed as Assistant Controller, Ministry of IIT, Government of India by Honorable President of India in the Office of Controller of Certifying Authorities. In 2013, he was accorded the role in the National Advisory Board for What I Can Give Mission Kalam Foundation of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. In 2011, he received the MIT Technology Review Grand Challenge Award, followed by the coveted Infosys Infi Maker Award in the year 2016. And recently, he collaborated with Stanford University for a research project. He has also been nominated as the chairman to SOCAN North Region Council for Innovation. He has authored 7 books on IoT, mobile robotics, platforms, biomedical sensors, and machine learning and data analytics. He has, to his credit, 150 plus patents. So, sir, it's a privilege to have you on board. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you, Ms. Ruby. Thank you.
Additionally, I would like to welcome our admission expert, Mr. Pankaj Vij, Assistant Director, Head, Department of TIEX, Division of Admissions, Lovely Professional University. With master's degree in management, he has a keen interest in the area of training and development. He is having more than 20 years of experience in multiple domains, including teaching, training, and operations. He has occupied strategic positions in multiple organizations of repute. So today, he'll give you an insight of eligibility, fees, scholarship, and infrastructure of the university. So thank you, sir, for joining us today. So with this, we'll begin our today's webinar. So over to you, Dr. Lavi Raj Gupta, sir, for the content of the day.
Thank you, Ms. Ruby. Good afternoon, everybody present here. In coming 20-25 minutes, I'll be basically focusing on that how technology has evolved to the present state of the art. Technology has evolved slowly, steadily, and has come to the present state with a specific pathway it has followed. This, I consider it to be the prime scope of electronics, electrical engineering, or electronics and electrical engineering, or electronics and communication engineering. Because if you understand that how evolution has begun, then only you'll be able to make your career or harness or create your career or curate a career for the future aspects. The evolution began with something like, what has happened is that earlier people used to use their human power to the extent of it that they were pushing huge blocks of stone or something like that. Whereas then came the common sense into picture, and people started using wooden rollers. This, as you all belong to the scientific community, this all got converted the sliding friction into the rolling friction. This is a sense of common sense which humans started using to move the blocks from one place to another, huge and heavy blocks. Then they crafted and curated the first nascent wheel. Then these wheels got evolved from this position to this position, and then the wheels were made. The wheels were then uh, bettered off in terms of efficiency and bettered off in terms of safety. And today is the state of the art that this particular roller has taken a shape that these wheels are being used at the bottom of maybe space shuttle or your huge A380 aircrafts and whatnot. This is how evolution happens. This slide explains that how primarily the evolution happens. Now, another example of evolution, if you see that measurement and display of time was first done by the sundial. Then people incorporated fluid mechanics, people incorporated water flow and created water clocks. Then they created sand clocks, and then finally they used gear combinations to make a clock. But you cannot take this clock anywhere and everywhere which you are moving. So they created, or they evolved, or they invented something called as wristwatch, wherein you can carry this wristwatch on your wrist to have the measurement of the time or to seek time at any given point of time. The evolution didn't happen there. Now we all know about these gadgets which generally people wear onto their wrists. Now this is not just simply a time display device. This device has got umpteen capabilities beyond displaying the time. It records your physical activities, it records your biological parameters like temperature, pulse, or maybe blood pressure or whatnot. This is how evolution happened. That from sundial to a smart wristwatch, things are not going to stand here. People are looking to now innovations, which are more trustworthy. That you wear a band, and this band is capable of displaying or flashing the entire screen onto your upper wrist kind of thing, in between the elbow and the wrist kind of thing. Why I'm talking about this? Because you are aspiring to become an electronics engineer. An electronics or electrical engineer or electronics and communication engineer should be very well versed about how technology has evolved from one stage to another stage. Another example, that people were talking to each other, then telephony came into picture. We used to call it as PSTN, Public Switch Telephony Network. Then billboards came into picture, then television came into picture, then systems came into picture along with the internet, and finally now we are into the era of a device which you are holding in your hand is capable of computing, is capable of getting connected at any given point of time, and is capable of taking decisions on its own. The evolution or revolution, industry revolution, is spread across in four parts. We are into the industry 4.0 kind of a revolution. It started, the very first revolution was when people started using water and steam for mechanized production. Prior to this, they were using their hand, and they were using just some devices which are which are which are to be used by the human forces. Then people started using water and steam, and this became the industry 1.0, the first revolution. The second revolution came when people started using electric power. The third revolution came when people started using electronics and information technology. This is where your fervor, this is where your participation began in the industrial production and mechanization. And now we are into the era of Industry 4.0. We are into the fourth revolution of the industry, wherein automation, data exchange, and digitalization is the key. This all has happened because of cyber physical systems, a system, be it a fan, just a fan, but it is having its own capability of computing within itself and has got a capability of getting connected through internet to various devices around. Now these kind of systems are known as cyber physical systems, and this gave rise to the present state of the art of technology. This is just because of a concept that anything and any device is connected, anyone and anybody is connected, in any context they are connected, any place, anywhere it is connected, and the world is now looking towards something called as the Internet of Things. This has gone a little beyond. This has gone to Internet of Everything. EOE is the now bigger catchword. Now, bringing this Industrial Revolution 4.0, now we have smart homes, homes which are capable of controlling its own air conditioning devices. You have got smart healthcare. COVID-19, during the period of COVID-19, unprecedented times of COVID-19, smart healthcare has played a major role, wherein any individual, the data of any individual, the biological parameters of any individual is captured, and then the analysis was done. You will be seeing we have smart highways, the highways which are capable of understanding the road traffic and the density of the vehicles moving around and changing the traffic lights accordingly. Agriculture, the electronics in agriculture is playing a vital role, be it drones, be it geographical information systems. They are playing vital and critical role. We all know about these autonomous vehicles and electric vehicles. We call them as hybrid vehicles. They are the game changers of the technology. The scope of electronics, electrical and electronics communication engineering would be too much and too many, because all these gadgets, all these devices are built on the basic fundamentals of electronics. Now we have an era in which devices are talking to devices. When devices are talking to devices, a whole load of data is being generated. Now this data can give you lots of opportunities in curating the aggregation of this data, structured aggregating the data and archiving the data or storing the data. This gave rise to cloud computing, which you are going to be well versed in, fog computing, and now people are talking about edge computing. Once the data is generated, when devices are talking to each other, your washing machine is talking maybe to your television is talking to your air conditioner is talking to your cars. The artificial intelligence comes handy into picture. As an electronics engineer, you are not supposed to only create an embedded system which can capture a form of data only. It has to be stored. Then there has to be an analysis which is going to happen. The smart homes are going to be the key. So an electronics engineer of tomorrow will have to be well versed with what kind of technologies can make homes smarter and smarter every day. Once this entire data is there, then you need to have an authentication. You need to have a secured authentication framework. So you have got scope in blockchains as well. Tomorrow is going to be about reality, the mixed reality, be it virtual reality or augmented reality. Tomorrow is going to be about the baby artificial intelligence, an AI routine created by an artificial intelligent module without human intervention. So this is how it happens, and it has got a whole lot of participation. Your electronics would participate fairly very well in terms of healthcare, in terms of agriculture, in terms of transportation, smart transportation, be it hybrid vehicles, be it electrical electrical and other forms of vehicles, be it smart vehicles, that vehicles are capable of taking decision on their own, be it autonomous vehicles driven by the. Now, this is, I always cite an example when I talk to electronics engineer, that this is one of the most perfect example of expectation of an electronics engineer. This is a hyperloop, actually, a supersonic kind of a transportation for mankind. This is absolutely impossible without electronics, without electrical, because it runs on magnetic levitation, and only an electrical engineer would design that magnetic levitation. Its entire control and its entire high-speed, motion can only be done through electronics only. Humans cannot control it. Thus, what we have done is we have created a different jargon. We have created a different, tenet around engineering. We think future. As we build transdisciplinary research domains, a student of electronics will be asked to talk to students from fashion designing to create a transdisciplinary, maybe a clothing or something like that. A student of electronics can sit with agriculture student to design a better drone for fields. We think of technology shift, thus we have created advanced labs. In LPU, you'll encounter lots of advanced labs from maybe leaders like Texas Instruments, like Cadence, like Intel. They all are participating. We think of expectation, thus we get you the best of the faculty. We think of your careers, thus now we are having industries participation and are wanting them to establish center of excellences, so that what exactly and what latest is happening in that particular industry is there in your campus. You do not have to go and visit that industry, and you'll find a lot of industry experts visiting and coming and talking to you. We think beyond, thus we are going to let you do lots of experiential learning. Primarily, we want that you should think smart, and we have thought smart. Having said that, electronics or electrical students, they are going to participate in the new forms of technology which are being developed. They need to understand. They need to do experiential learning, transdisciplinary research. I'll give you some of the examples which students of LPU have done. They have created wonders. They have created products like 20 Seconds for Life. Now, this is a product which plays music for 20 seconds so that you can keep track of hand rubbing, which is specified by WHO. They have created smart dustbin. Now, this dustbin is implemented or planted in COVID wards, and it goes by the call. Say, for example, a patient on bed number 39 wants to throw some, garbage into the dustbin. There's no human intervention. The patient would call, Ellie, please come to bed number 39, and the Ellie would go over there, so that A, it is negating completely the human intervention, and B, it is completely based on the futuristic technology, which is going to be the key. We here are going to create a cut above in you. We are going to create the best out of the electronics engineer of you, because we will let you learn by doing. It's not just simply, the bookish kind of thing or PPTs being discussed in the class. You'll learn by doing. It is not just simply talking about, soldering. You'll be actually going to breadboards and would be creating your own, circuits. We'll let you do lots of projects while you are here, because projects, we have understood that projects are the key. The industry today would not look to your academic performance that much, but they look how many projects during your engineering degree you have done. We'll let you explore transdisciplinary domains. I'll again repeat, we have transdisciplinary groups who work together. Students from agriculture, students from computer science, students from electronics, students from mechanical. They sit together and create wonders out of transdisciplinary approach. We'll let you participate in a lot of international events and national events like Smart India Hackathon, like hacker rank, hacker earth kind of thing, so that you understand what kind of technology shift is happening worldwide and how people are deploying and designing and deploying these solutions for them. We'll let you build your strong digital presence because we have understood that in times to come, your digital presence would count more than anything else for you to advance in your career. And finally, we together are going to co-create the magic in you. There's a whole load of scope for electronics and communication, electronics and electrical engineering per se. The only thing is you need to be open to transdisciplinary approach, and you need to religiously do the projects so that we can very well talk about that this or these set of students have learned by doing things. I welcome you to this world of Think Big, because we just don't simply put it as a punchline or a credo. It is a philosophy, it's a doctrine, it's a dogma at LPU. I welcome you there. I'm open for any kind of question and answer, please.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your vision. And yes, sir, we have few queries. So, with your permission, we'll take up those queries, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead. And speak a little louder, please.
Okay, sir. All right.
Yeah, great.
Okay. Sir, there is a query from Govind Mathur. He wants to know that he has a keen interest in research and how he can fulfill that by choosing this program.
See, research would be one of the capabilities and capacities which we are going to instill in you. Since your term 1, you'll be given a course on experiential learning. Therein, you'll have to do a small little project. And from the very first term of yours, you will be included into the research ideology of LPU. And the moment you grow time and on, if you want to publish well, we have projects for that. If you really want to create a startup out of your idea, or you want to create an IPR out of that idea, we are very much there. And you'll be, as I said, that you'll be given an opportunity to interact with industry experts, not just simply industry experts. You'll be given an opportunity to interact and meet the researchers worldwide, be it researchers from west part of the world, the best of the universities, or researchers from government organizations like DRDO, DRDE, and so on and so forth. Do not bother about it.
Yes, sir. So the similar question from Poonam Mehta was also there. She wants to know that does you facilitate the platform to meet the higher officials of a well-established industry, and I think she gets the answer. So, sir, we'll move on to the next query that is from Gurvinder Singh. He wants to know that in the context of future, is BTech electronics and communication more preferred on specialized branch such as BTech electronics VLSI?
See, it completely depends on an individual's perspective. If you're doing BTech electronics with VLSI as specialization, you are going to design the chip level kind of frameworks. But if you do BTech electronics and communication, you'll be given an opportunity to design, but more emphasis would be on the specialized program. I'm saying that doing BTech electronics would not keep you away from VLSI. There'll be courses or set of courses available for you for designing a chip using cadence or some HDL or VHDL kind of tools. But therein, it will be more hands-on and will be a little more focused on chip design. It doesn't make a difference. It really doesn't make a difference.
Thank you so much, sir, for resolving all the queries of our attendees. And now we'll quickly move to our admission expert, Mr. Pankaj Vij, for the admission part of the university. So over to you, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Ruby. I'm around.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for your time.
Right. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, sir, it is.
Great. So before I go to the website part, just allow me to basically tell about the infrastructure and the other things about the university. So we had a great session from Dr. Lavirat Gupta sir, and he gave a insight into the world of electronics, electrical and electronics engineering as such. Uh, to go ahead, what can you expect? What can a student expect when he or she comes to the university? Previous 2 years have been tough. Previous 2 years have been they have been jeopardized by the pandemic thing, but things are looking better. Things are looking on the upper side. So we expect that things would be up and running this year. Owing to that particular thing, what can you expect when you come to the university? So this is what you can expect when you come to the university. On a very bright note, allow me to start my presentation, and according to this particular slide that you're seeing on your screen right now, the year was 2020 when the Tokyo Olympics had to happen, but did not happen owing to the pandemic. So it was transferred, or it was postponed to 2021. And you'd be glad to know that quite a few of our students participated in the Tokyo Olympics, and they brought laurels to the university. You name a person like Neeraj Chopra, Bajrang Punia, 7 members of the Indian hockey team, even the captain of the Indian hockey team, Manpreet Singh. They are all our students. So LPU is not only known for creating academicians or maybe researchers, but LPU is also known for now creating sports people of repute all around the globe. On that note, allow me to go ahead. When a student comes to the campus, what he or she expects? A vibrant campus life, and this is what we offer to you. The year was 2019 when we hosted the 106th edition of Indian Science Congress, which was inaugurated by none other than the Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji himself. Moving on, we have had quite a few intellectuals coming to the university in convocation ceremonies, giving away degrees to the students. One of the instances that you're seeing on your screen is His Holiness the Dalai Lama. He was here a few years back, and he was in one of the convocation ceremonies, and he gave away degrees to the students. Moving on, 2 former presidents of India and Afghanistan sharing the same stage, giving away degrees in one of the convocation ceremonies. The former Finance Minister of India, Shri Arun Jaitley ji, the late Finance Minister of India, Shri Arun Jaitley ji, was here a few years back to inaugurate a startup school at LPU. Gauhar Gopal Das, intellects like spiritual gurus like these also throng the campus, and they give live sermons to the students, to the parents, to the teachers. Not only politicians or intellects, spiritual intellects, but other people also throng the campus, and not to mention the real heroes who are the real life heroes of our young generation. They don't only come to the campus to sing and dance and just have a great time with students, but they also interact with the students, sharing their life experiences, and trust me, it has a big impact on the young generation listening to them. MS Dhoni, one of the cult figures in the world of sports, he was here some time back, and he also interacted with our students. So this is the kind of campus life you can expect. Infrastructure is one of the most important things when it comes to academics. So infrastructure, talking about infrastructure, let me take you through a few glimpses of the infrastructure that we possess. The building that you're seeing right now over here is 14 blocks joined back to back, housing the central library of the university, and it also houses quite a few departments, including electronics and communication engineering as well. The auditorium is a 2,500 seater capacity auditorium that we have got. The heart of the 600-acre campus, we have got a mall. Let me take you inside the mall. That's the interiors of the mall. It's got Providence stores. It's got eateries where students can purchase their stuff. A library. We have got a fully automated library. We have got libraries, which is a central library, and each department has its own library, but this is the central library that you see on your screen, and all the libraries are pretty much automated. Recreational facilities are very important. LPU itself is a city by itself, and we have got quite a few recreational facilities within the campus. One of them you're seeing on your screen, a bowling alley. If you're a health freak, which you should be, for health freaks, we have got a fully equipped gymnasium, and it's manned by international trainers of repute. God forbid any student falls ill, but if a student falls ill, we have got a campus hospital within the campus, and it's a 25-bedder hospital that we have got with the resident doctors, medical staff, and support staff, even a dental chair to the disposal of the students. A sporting complex within the university, indoor sporting complex. Let's take a sneak peek. We've got Olympic-sized swimming pools, all-weather swimming pool. You name a court, you get it. Badminton, volleyball, basketball, even a shooting range at your disposal. A panoramic view of the university, a night vision of the university. Let me take you, students, let me take you to the website from where I can tell you about the things like fee structures and eligibilities and everything. All you need to do is log on to lpu.in. As soon as you log on to lpu.in, you go to our homepage, wherein you go into admissions. And in admissions, if you want to search a program, say let's take an instance, I want to search the BTech Electronics and Communication Engineering program. I go to admissions. After lpu.in, I go to admissions. In admissions, I go to the regular program. I click it over here. It takes me to the next page, wherein it shows me all the undergraduate programs and various disciplines that we are offering. Engineering, we want to go in for. I look in for engineering. I go to electronics and communication engineering, say for example, and I want to know more about BTech Electronics and Communication Engineering. Apart from that, these are some other industry collaborated BTech Electronics programs that we have got. Somebody was asking about the VLSI program. We've got it over here, VLSI design with Cadence. And we even have an international program, BTech Electronics and Communication 2+2 International Credit Transfer, wherein the student completes half of the program at LPU and the other half at a foreign university. So let's see what BTech Electronics has to offer. BTech Electronics, you just scroll down a little bit and you see the eligibility of the program. The eligibility of the program is passed with 60% marks in aggregate in 12th. Physics, maths, and English as compulsory subject or equivalent, subject to qualifying LPNest. So you need to qualify the LPNest exam, which is an in-house exam. It's a national level test that LPU conducts. It stands for Lovely Professional University National Entrance and Scholarship Test. So it's a prerequisite in order to take admission. This test has to be cleared by a student. This test gives you eligibility as well as scholarships. Now let us take a look at the fee structure of the program. I just click it over here on the fee. The page takes me to the fee structure of the program. The basic fee structure of the program per semester is 1,20,000. Now there are array of scholarships that we are offering on it, and the scholarships that we are offering are like this. If a student has appeared for the JEE mains exams and the percentile is more than 85 but less than 90, or a student has 80 to 89.99% of marks in 12, or the student is in cutoff 3 of our LPNest exam, the scholarship given to the student is 28%, and the fee goes down to 86,400. Similarly, if somebody's JEE mains percentile is more than 90 but less than 95, there's a or the student has 90 to 94.99% of marks in 12, or a student is cut off 2 of our LPNest exam, there's a 38% scholarship, fee goes down to 74,400. Similarly, anybody having percentile more than 95 or having an aggregate score in 12 which is greater than or equal to 95, or is amongst the cutoff 1 of our LPNest exam, there's a scholarship of 48% for the student, and the fee goes down to 62,400. It's worth mentioning over here, students, that once a scholarship, these scholarships once administered shall remain the same way throughout the course of the program. Some other scholarships on offer. Some other scholarships on offer are like we got scholarship on the basis of qualifying exam, which I've told you, LPU Nest, JEE mains, some other scholarships. Other scholarships are somebody excels in the world of innovation, startups, or entrepreneurship. Such a student gets a scholarship. If a student is a board topper, if a student is amongst the top 20 candidates of a board exam, once again, there is a beautiful scholarship for the student. Financial aids, there are quite a few financial aids that we are offering to the students. Financial aids, once again, are kind of scholarships which is status based. Somebody is from a humble background, economically humble background, such a student is in for a scholarship. If a student, the student's parents are working with the defense forces, once again, there's a fee waiver, which we call as a financial aid. Somebody, God forbid, is an orphan child or maybe a disabled child. Such a student also is in for a scholarship or a fee waiver, which we call as a financial aid for the said program. So there are gambit of scholarships that we are offering under the BTech Electronics and Communication program. You can find out the program of your interest from the path that I've just showed you, and you can get to know the eligibility, the fee structure, the scholarships being provided in that particular program. But if you want to know more, or if you want to talk to our experts, you're most welcome to either visit our website, that's www.lpu.in, the demo of which I just gave you, or you can write to us on admissions@lpu.co.in for all your queries in a written format. They'll be answered accordingly. And last but not the least, you want to speak physically to our counselors, you can call us on 01824 517 000, and your queries would be answered or you'll be counseled promptly. So I think that's all from my side. The students can take a snapshot of this slide so that they have the contact details and they can contact us accordingly. Right, that's all from my side. I sign off. Back to you, Ruby.
Thank you so much, sir, for the detailed information about the admission path. So, attendees, you have heard our mentorship. So, I advise you that good things come to people who wait, but better things come to those who go out and get them. So, don't just sit back and relax. Grab the opportunity to take admission in your preferred program and get early decision benefits. So, with this, we'll conclude our today's webinar, which was on the topic Scope of ECE, Triple E, Double E, Engineering. And experts, thank you so much. Your years of research, your depth of understanding the topic, and your ability to present the topic in such an interesting way produce one of the most wonderful evenings for all the attendees. So on behalf of all the attendees of this webinar, I want to thank you for your insightful presentation. Hopefully, the web attendees found this webinar to be valuable and will be able to utilize the information provided to get better, to take better decisions regarding admission. So, attendees, thank you so much. I enjoyed bringing this session to you, and I hope you enjoyed listening to it as much. So, until next time, I, Ruby Gill, sign off.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you.
everybody.